Hi, everyone. I wanted to show you guys today how you can use Clever to allow your subs to log into the apps and the curriculum that you might want them to use without having to give up your password. So here's what that looks like. The first thing I'm going to do is go to Clever and I'm going to log in with Google. Once I've logged in with Google, it's going to take me to my resource page. And on my resource page, I have all the apps that are available to me right now. This is just a link, so it's not technically an app, but I do have the McGraw-Hill app, the TCI app, and Edpuzzle. These are the three apps that I have available to me that I can share with my substitute. If you want to give your substitute apps access to any of the other apps that you might use with your students, you would need to add them here. And I have another video that you can watch that will show you how to do that. The way that we're going to share is we need to actually create a teacher page for them. So I'm going to go over here on the left-hand side where it says pages, and I'm going to click on that and then click on the button that says My Teacher Pages. When I click on that, it's going to bring up whatever I have already set up. Generally, the standard is for them, whatever the default is for them to just have Jodo's page, your page that you share with all of your students, and a page that you share with that is just you, where you might want to add resources to that you don't want your students to see. And then this would be any resources you want your students to have access to. If you want to change that, by the way, you just click on the word all students or on the word only you, and you can change who has access to it, and you can even share it with some of your fellow teachers. But okay, so let's move past that. What I would do creating this sub badge, the way I would share with my substitute is I would actually add a new page. You could share one of these pages with them, but I would add a new page, and I would title it. Um, for sub on, I don't know, February 14th. And then once I'm there, I've got my new page ready to go. But I can't share anything. If I shared this page with my sub right now, they would have access to nothing because I don't have any apps in here. So I need to add those apps that I want my sub to have access to. I need to add it to this page. Let me go back really quick so you can see. I now have the Just You page. I've got Jodo's page, and I also have the one that I just created. So I'm going to go ahead and click back into there. And there's actually two different ways to add my apps to this. I'm going to show you both ways really quick. So the first way is to just come up here to where it says More Page Actions, click on that, and then find where it says Add App. And you're going to then search for the app by name. So I'm going to click on McGraw-Hill. I started typing it, it popped up. I'm going to go ahead and click on that and add McGraw-Hill. And now it is here on this page. The other way to do it is from my resources, from that landing page that I normally land on, and probably where I spend most of my time logging in from. I can just click on the three dots right here, and I can click on Add to Teacher Page, and it's going to ask me which page. I'm going to click on the drop down and say I want it to go in for the sub. And I'm going to go ahead and click on Add. And now, when I go back to my teacher pages by clicking over here on the left-hand side pages, my teacher pages, and when I look inside of the page that I created for my sub, I have both of those apps. And now when I share this with my substitute, they will have access to both my account on McGraw-Hill and my account on TCI. So here's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to go ahead and click on Share with Substitute. When I click on that, it's going to ask me, I was going to have two more options. Go back to my teacher page if I don't want to share. But it says this is what your substitute teacher will see. It's going to see these two apps. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Create Substitute Badge. When I do that, it's going to bring up this button here for me to download the substitute badge. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And now I have my substitute badge downloaded. When I open it up, you'll see that it is a nice little PDF here for me to print and put into my sub plans. And it even gives directions. Now you might want to edit these directions or give them even more clear directions, but it does give them directions on how to do it. But I'm going to walk you through what that looks like for the sub. All right, so I've printed this out, given this substitute badge for my substitute, and now they are ready to access this page. So let's see what that looks like. All right, now when the sub gets here, they go to Clever, and instead of clicking Login with Google, they're actually going to use a Clever badge login. It's right here. When they click on this, It's going to pop up to say, and hold your badge up to the camera. You might need to click up here somewhere and give access to your camera. But I'm going to hold my badge up. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. And once I've done that, it's going to log me in to Clever, giving me access to your page that you were giving the sub access to. So now I have my two apps, McGraw Hill or TCI. And you'll notice when I click into McGraw Hill, it will tell me you will now be signing into McGraw Hill as John Doe. Now, this is what your substitute teacher would see. And of course, it'd be your name. When they click on Let's Go, it's going to give them access to everything you have access to in McGraw Hill. So I have my study sync pages, I have my leveled readers, I have my grade 2 content and my grade 5 content because that's what's assigned to me. So your substitute would have access to all of those things. So then your sub would be able to use this in your classroom however you want them to use it. All right, and that would work for any of the apps that you gave your sub access to. If you gave access to Kahoot or Quizzes or SplashLearn or Zern or whatever apps that you wanted them, they would be able to access it just like they were you for that day. And then when the sub is done, they're going to go ahead and click on log out. And now what you would do when you came back to work the next day, you would go back to Clever, go to login with Google, and you would come back to your teacher page that you just gave them. Let me get this out of the way. I don't want this. Okay. You would go back to the page that you had given them access to, open that page back up, click on Share with Substitute again, and at this point, you're going to click the button that says Void Badge. That will make that badge, that QR code that you had printed out, is no longer good, and the sub will no longer have access to your page that you gave them access to the day before. Now, sub badges, if you don't void them, will expire after 5 days automatically. So if you're going to be out for a couple of days, they can use that same badge over and over. And if you forget, don't worry. After 5 days, they won't have access to your things anymore. All right. I hope that helps. Have a great day.